The struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Trey, and I'm back with some more game for you all today. Last week, I went to see the premiere of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I originally went to view the movie to enjoy it. I'm a Marvel Comics fan. I am a Black Panther fan, and I'm also a fan of Chadwick Boseman, and I really wanted to go in, enjoy the film, and really celebrate something that he really brought to life. Chadwick Boseman is actually one of my favorite actors. I loved his acting in movies like 42, portraying Jackie Robinson, obviously Black Panther, movies like that, because I really feel like he brought to life a lot of our black heroes who really truly lived in this world, and fictional characters such as King T'Challa and real ones like Jackie Robinson and James Brown. The quote that I just said in the beginning of the video, I actually have that quote on my laptop as a sticker. The struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. That was a Chadwick Boseman quote. He said it at a graduation commencement ceremony. So like I said, I originally went into the movie theater just to enjoy the movie. I knew it would be an emotional experience for me and pretty much everybody in the movie theater because of the circumstances of the real life passing of Chadwick Boseman, who passed away of prostate cancer, I believe at the age of 43 back in 2020. And what really stuck out to me about that situation is the fact that he had it for a long time. They said that he had prostate cancer working on the original Black Panther, working on Avengers Infinity Wars and Avengers Endgame, but he never really told anybody, and he continued to fight through it and bring those films to life because he really felt that was his duty, and he felt like, well, I can't quit now, I got to make this happen. And that's something I could really respect. And the movie was amazing. I would highly recommend going to see it, but this isn't a movie review. Like I said, I originally went into the movie to enjoy it, but coming out, I really feel like I learned more lessons from the film than I actually enjoyed the film. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the film, but the life lessons that I learned from viewing Black Panther Wakanda Forever are lessons that will stick within me probably until the day that I die. Before I begin, I must let you know that there will be heavy spoilers in this video. So if you have not yet viewed the movie Black Panther Wakanda Forever and you plan on seeing it, this might not be the video for you to watch in the moment. So if you haven't watched it yet, here's your spoiler warning. Just skip this video for now and come back to it after you viewed it. The first thing that this amazing film has taught me is how important it is to leave a legacy. Before viewing this film, I somewhat knew, I thought that I knew pretty well the importance of leaving a legacy, but it really took me to see this film and see how they celebrated both Chadwick Boseman, the actor, and also the character that he brought to life, King T'Challa, because Chadwick Boseman left a lasting legacy in this world as himself, Chadwick Boseman, and as a character that he brought to life, King T'Challa. In real life, Chadwick Boseman led a number of foundations and organizations that help enrich the lives of people all over the world. He also acted in a number of highly prestigious roles, such as James Brown, such as Jackie Robinson, who was the first person to break the color barrier in Major League Baseball. And the fact that I feel like so many people know him more as King T'Challa, the King of Wakanda, more than Jackie Robinson, really shows how us as people, not just black people, not just people from the inner city, but how many people connected with what Wakanda really stood for. Wakanda stood for empowerment of black people. Wakanda truly stood for a vision of what we can be as a people. And for him to represent that, and for how people truly gravitated towards the first Black Panther film in Wakanda, really showed how Chadwick Boseman, as an actor and as a person, truly united so many people within this world. He truly left a legacy that will never be forgotten. And it led me to think during the film, what kind of legacy I want to leave behind. The second lesson that I took away from this film was actually about grief. In this world, we all at one point or another have to go through grief. We have to go through loss. We have to go through the feelings associated with loss, anger, sadness, depression. And as people, we all deal with these feelings in different ways. And a lot of people, and I can often include myself in this group, a lot of people take those feelings and they internally compress them. Many people try to bottle up these feelings of sadness, of anger, of despair, because it takes a lot to face that head on and to really try to fight through that. So a lot of people try to bottle it up and just pretend that everything's okay, or pretend that they don't have emotions, and that can be really damaging. I feel that this movie was more about the grieving process than anything, and you've seen characters like Shuri, who was the younger sister of T'Challa, and he passed away, and she had to deal with that because she tried to save him, tried to find a cure for his illness, and she couldn't. And it was a 1 year time jump from when he passed away till when the movie pretty much took place. And in the movie, she had a lot of internal compression going on. She said there was a scene where her and her mother, Queen Ramonda, her mother told her about a thing that they do in Wakanda when it's time to move on from the grieving process, and they burn the clothing that they wore to the funeral. And pretty much Shuri didn't want to do it because she said that if she burns those clothes and she's forced to deal with those emotions, that the clothes wouldn't be the only thing that burned. It would be she would pretty much want to burn the world and everyone in it. And throughout most of the movie, she refused to let out those emotions and to deal with the grieving process and grieve for her brother. But it wasn't until she grieved for her brother and she acknowledged that he may not physically be there with her anymore, but he's never gone forever. Once she dealt with those emotions and she finally allowed for herself to grieve, she was able to rise up to circumstances and do what she had to do to protect Wakanda. The third lesson that this film taught me was carrying on. One of the most emotional parts of this film was the fact that we didn't really get to see characters really take their time and be able to grieve in peace and then continue, because that's not really how life works. When you lose someone or something bad happens, life goes on. Life doesn't just pause because it sees that you're down. Sometimes, in a lot of cases, life gets even harder. For Queen Ramonda, she had to carry on as queen after having to witness the death of her husband, King T'Chaka, and then her son, King T'Challa, and then she had to sit back on the throne and do the things that it took to help Wakanda heal when she wasn't healed herself, and to continue to protect Wakanda from everything going on the outside world. For Shuri, she had to carry on continuing with her technology and trying to advance Wakanda because she knew that Wakanda still needed protection. There wasn't a Black Panther anymore, so she was trying to figure out other ways to best protect Wakanda. And for most of the film, people just had to carry on. They had to, even though Queen Ramonda's heart was broken. Shuri's heart was broken. Most of Wakanda's hearts were broken. They had to carry on and figure out how to best protect Wakanda from outside threats. It was truly like they say, in life, it's not always what you make it, it's how you take it. And they took a lot of those things that were coming at them, and they took them pretty well. They took them in stride, and they ultimately had to unite as a nation to protect the future of Wakanda. The fourth thing that I learned while watching this film, I will present it with a quote. Show them who you are. In the film, towards the middle of the movie, Namor attacks Wakanda. He and the Talokans, they attack Wakanda by flooding it, and eventually Namor attacks the Queen, and he attacks the throne room, hitting it with this bomb that explodes and then like pretty much floods the throne room and drowns Queen Ramonda, and she dies. And obviously Shuri has to become the leader of Wakanda because now her brother, who was the king and Black Panther, passed away, and now her mother, who stepped back in as queen, just passed away. So she had to take over, and eventually she embraces the Black Panther mantle. She fights Namor, and towards the end of the film, she had an opportunity because she said that she wanted to kill Namor. Like, she was bent on revenge, and she had an opportunity to kill him. And then there was a flash where she pretty much got a message from her mother, who was in the ancestral plane, and her mother said the same exact quote that she said to King T'Challa in the original Black Panther when he was struggling to fight in Baku. She said, "Shuri, show him who you are." And what that meant in Shuri's case was that even though Namor took everything that she had left, he took her mother, he basically took her nation because he attacked it, and a lot of people, they didn't talk about it a lot, but a lot of people probably died, and took everything from her pretty much. But that's not who she is. She isn't a murderer. She isn't someone who wants to hurt others. She wants to protect her tribe. She wants to protect her family. She wants to protect her nation. And she ended up sparing his life and telling him that them two, her and Namor, were pretty much tainted by aggression and by hatred and by rage from everything that happened to them in their lives, and that they can't allow that to happen to their respective nations. So they end up making a truce, or like a treaty basically. They came together and they agreed that they were going to stop this conflict. But when she told Shuri to show them who you are, for me that was like the ultimate sign of not letting the things of this world affect who you are as a person. Because there's going to be times in life where things really push your buttons, things really push you to the edge, things take you to a point where you might not even know who you are as a person anymore by how you're feeling, and you just can't allow those things to dictate who you are as a person. The fifth, and in my opinion most important lesson that I learned while viewing Wakanda Forever is preparing for death. Death is a touchy subject for most people, and for a lot of people it's a fear. But the fact of the matter is that at one point or another we're gonna all experience death. And this film taught me that it shouldn't be something that should be feared. It should be something that is prepared for, and not you should be prepared for it for you. Because for me, in my opinion, I used to be afraid of death. I used to be afraid of death because I never knew like was after that or what happened and things like that. But as I grew as a person, I learned more. I started to embrace that everybody has their time here, and you really have to make the most of the time that you have. And in the original Black Panther, there was a scene that T'Challa passed into the ancestral plane after he took the heart-shaped herb, and then he talked to his father, and he asked his father, how can he best help Wakanda? He wants to be a great king. His father told him that, that's it within you, and he said that he doesn't think that he's ready. And his father said that a man that doesn't prepare his family for his death is a man that failed. And in the end of the film, in the post-credit scene, it was revealed that T'Challa has a son, and the son is very young, but T'Challa prepared his son and his wife for his passing because he knew that his time on this earth was limited. He prepared his family for his passing. And this really stuck with me because one of my biggest goals is generational wealth. And Chadwick Boseman, the real life person, was 43 years old when he passed. I'm 23. But you never know when your time comes. And I thought about it, and I thought, like, if I was to leave this world today, what would I have to pass down to my family? What would I have physically? What would I have materialistic? Those tangible things. Like, do I have money to give to them so that they'll be good? But more importantly, what lessons have I taught my little sister? Because the whole time watching the movie, I was so emotional because you got King T'Challa, you have his sister Shuri. He's the older sister. He's the older brother. She's the younger sister. And I have a younger sister who's 12 years older than me. We have quite an age difference. And I thought to myself, like, what have I really instilled in my little sister that if I pass from this earth right now, I know that I put enough into her that I know she's going to be all right. I thought about that. And I really thought long and hard, like, I'm out drive home. I talked to my mom about it, actually. But one of the things that I'm doing to leave a legacy right now, even though I don't have the money that if I passed away today, they're set for life, I have this YouTube channel. I'm putting out this content for you guys to enjoy and learn from, but also I want to leave a good example, even when I'm here, for my little sister to have somebody inspirational and a positive figure she can look at, and hopefully when she's going through hardships in life, she can watch one of these videos and embrace them and learn something, and it helps her. So for me, it really reinstilled the importance of preparing my family, and one day when I have children and everybody that I leave behind, and really doing the things right now to set them up for generations to come. This was what I learned from the movie Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you learned something from my review. I hope that you guys have seen the movie and you guys learned your own lessons. And I really hope that in everybody's life and in everybody's experiences, you guys have these things that you hold near and dear to your hearts and that you really work hard to strive towards. For me, it's preparing my family for generations to come to be able to excel and succeed and to really thrive. With all that being said, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications. And until next time, always get 1% better every single day. Peace.